Wow. Hi everyone. My name's Katie Hannan and I work with the online projects team at the State Library of South Australia. I'm going to tell you about an amazing community of people, passionate people, who got together to help reconnect missing World War I soldiers with their family and friends. 2014 marks the centenary of the outbreak of the First World War, and we are proud to commemorate this anniversary with a series of projects that pay tribute to those South Australians who served and in some cases died for King and Country. Our principal project is the creation of a new web resource of the records of the South Australian Red Cross Information Bureau, a tracing bureau for missing soldiers. From 1916 to 1919, the Red Cross Information Bureau operated from the Verco building on North Terrace. They performed the service of undertaking research into 8,033 inquiries from family and friends of missing Australian Imperial Force personnel who fought in World War I. A series of notices placed within SA newspapers invited all who were anxious to seek news of sick, wounded or missing men enlisted from the state to call at or write to the above office, and the Red Cross will endeavour to help them. The SA Bureau coordinated the inquiries between the military, family and other bureau nationally and internationally, analysing the results of those searching the hospital wards and convalescent homes for eyewitnesses who would tell them something about the missing soldiers. Often, the frank eyewitness statements showed the realities of war, and sometimes they were included in the letters that the families ultimately received. So, in 1919, after conducting 8,033 inquiries, the South Australian Red Cross Information Bureau closed its doors and it donated all of its records to the State Library of South Australia. So what we're doing is we're designing a resource that we hope will capture the community's imagination and spark an interest in family history research. We decided that the best way to do this was to involve our community in the project. With their help, we sorted all 8,033 inquiries into number order and the pages into date order. We digitised all of the documents and we ended up with 1 terabyte of data. We started by showing a visiting librarian a Red Cross inquiry record, asking to read it and think about what aspects of the record were important. We sat down with a larger group of people and talked about what information was necessary to index and what information we'd have to leave out. We worked out how much time it was going to take to complete the work, and we realised that we were going to need more help. The library already had a number of passionate volunteers, so we began by asking this community for assistance. They were excited about the project and really happy to be involved. The next thing we did, we set up a war office at the State Library. We needed a place where people could come in and work, share and test out ideas, to make connections with each other, to share that passion that they had for the information. So we started with just a few community members. They came into the library. We worked with them to figure out what our indexing tool would look like. So we needed something that was internet-based, collaborative, and wasn't going to cost us anything to use. We didn't want to have to manage different versions of documents. We got together and all of us tested out our indexing tool. By being open to the input from our community members, we were able to change our indexing tool to suit the needs of the community and the task at hand. This resulted in a much more friendly user interface and a much more efficient process than using something that had been designed to suit our needs. It was time to get more help. Our community of workers needed to be passionate about information, have good attention to detail, and great computer skills. We prepared a volunteer position description and we circulated it via email to UniSA Information Management students, TAFE Library Studies students, the South Australian Library and Information Network email list, and we used Facebook and Twitter to recruit our community members. The amount of interest generated was beyond our expectations. We set up a War Office outpost and travelled to Tanunda to train staff and volunteers at the Barossa Valley Public Library so that they too could help index the Red Cross Information Bureau records. By the end of June, 28 community members had given an estimated 2,675 hours of their time to the project, and we finished the first round of indexing. Our community engagement was so successful that we ran out of room for people to sit in the War Office. We began to look for ways that the community could contribute to State Library's war effort without needing to come into the library. Kui SA, our digital volunteering program, was born. Our community corrects text in South Australian newspaper transcriptions, and they're helping us to identify our unidentified World War I soldiers by adding tags and notes and comments onto a group in Flickr called South Australians of World War I Share Our Story. The community decides what they'd like to work on, when they want to work on it, and for how long. We are grateful for any time that they can spare. With passion and a shared goal, communities can achieve things that you cannot do on your own. The key is to be committed to your community from the beginning and to realise that the destination can change when you embark together on a shared journey, and to be okay with this. Thank you.